John Paul Jones's bass line on the Led Zeppelin classic Good Times, Bad Times is a real masterpiece in creativity. And once you know that John Paul Jones was into Motown and he studied bass players like James Jamerson, you can really hear these Motown-esque lines throughout the bass line of Good Times, Bad Times. But this bass line is tricky to play. In particular, there are two sections that are technically difficult. So in this lesson, I'm going to break down the bass line. I'm going to show you how to master it. And I'm also going to give you some tips to help you to play those tricky sections. I've transcribed the whole bass line as closely as possible to the original, and you can get that on a free PDF in standard notation and tab by clicking the link below this video in the description. Just fill out your email address to join my mailing list and I'll send you the PDF direct to your inbox. The bass line starts with 5 unison E root notes with the rest of the band like this. And then we're into the first tricky section, which is verse 1. This section changes from a bar of D to a bar of E, and it just repeats that. And on the bar of D, it's based on a root 5th octave pattern and an arpeggio pattern, okay? So John Paul Jones used a lot of octave patterns, so this is quite usual for him. So this is the tricky bit. Okay, I'll slow that down. Okay, so the first part, we've got an open A, just a pick up A, and then we've got D, and that's the 5th and that's the octave, okay? So try that with me, so 4 and. Again, 4 and. The next bit, that's just a straight arpeggio, a triad. So that's root, major 3rd and 5th, D, F sharp, A. So like that. So from the beginning. Try it with me, 4 and. Again, 4 and. And then after that we've got, okay, so that's a chromatic pattern there, C sharp, D, D sharp to E, okay? Up the speed. Okay, when we get to the bar of E, we've got 2 E's and a slide. Okay. I'll slow that down again. Once more. Okay, so that's the whole of the first verse. Spend some time on that because it comes back later on in the outro. Okay, and that repeats quite a lot. Okay, so I suggest slowing that down like I've done here. Get it under your fingers and then try and get it up to speed. But it is a tricky section to play. When you look at your right hand, you can do alternate plucking. Or you can rake. Like that. Rake all the way down when you're coming down that octave 5th root. So it's really up to you. You can use some rakes or you can do alternate plucking. Then we have the chorus, and this is 5 bars long. It's just got 2 bars of A and 3 bars of B. Now this section really reminds me of a James Jamerson type bass line. It's got the same types of rhythms you find in Motown tunes, and it's got lots of these chromatic notes as well. These are extra sharps and flats that aren't in the key of the piece. Okay, I'll just play you a bit of it. Okay, so you can imagine that being in a Motown tune. So all of this is on the PDF, but it's basically these kind of chromatic patterns here. So we've got these notes. Okay, it's like a blues walk up. A kind of tricky rhythm. You've got ties in there. You've got 16th notes, 8th notes. Okay, and the next bar. And John Paul Jones often hits the chord on the last 8th note, like here. He's gone to the B just a bit early. Okay, so. Okay, and then we're on B. So again, we're kind of using all those chromatic notes there, all those notes close together like you would in a Motown bass line. And then we've got this really cool lick at the end of it. Okay. That's quite unusual there. Okay, it's like a diminished kind of sound there. Okay, so again, break this one down. Okay, B, F sharp, B, B flat, A. Okay. Quite funky that. And the next bit. We've got D, F sharp, D, and then we've got E, E flat, B, B flat. Play the whole of that bar. Again. Up to speed. It's quite important, that bit. It's a kind of bass break there where the rest of the band stops and then they come back in on the next bar. If you're enjoying this lesson, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. You can do that by pressing the red subscribe button in the corner of the screen. And if you click the bell and select all, then you'll get notified as soon as I release a new YouTube video. The second time the chorus happens, we've got the same harmony, the same chords, but they're all upper tone or a whole step. So you've got 2 bars of B and then 3 bars of C sharp. Now, it's a slightly different pattern here. Still that kind of Motown type style. Kind of goes to an E there, really. And then on C sharp, we've got the same type of pattern that we had in the last chorus. Okay. These choice of notes here. Okay, so again, we've got these kind of chromatic notes here. So remember, you can get all those on the PDF. It's just a matter of picking through those sections and learning them. The third time the chorus happens, the chords are the same as the first chorus. So we've got 2 bars of A and 3 bars of B. But on the original version, John Paul Jones definitely doesn't come out of the solo section correctly. He kind of carries on for the first half of that bar before he hits A. Okay, I'm sure that's a mistake. So he's still doing that from the guitar solo. The rest of the bands have already kind of hit the chorus. So just be aware of that. If you play it with a band live, then you'd probably just go to an A there instead of this kind of bit. Okay, so we've got the chorus. Okay, so again, these chromatic patterns. And then with B. That's very syncopated, which means you're playing kind of off the beats, quite funky. And then this lick here. Okay, so we're just starting on B, and then it's A, B, D, A, B, D, A, B, D, A, B. Okay. Okay. I use hammer-ons there. Not on the first one. Hammer-on. That's quite nice as well, though, when you have that in the song. Then back down to E. Verse 2 is just on an F sharp, okay? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bars just on F sharp, okay? Similar type of kind of pattern again, Motown pattern. Okay, they're quite similar, but with some slight differences there. We're just kind of bouncing around on A, B, C, and C sharp. And then, so that's for 4 bars, then it changes slightly. Okay, so the first part of each bar, it's the same for those 4 bars. And it changes here. See, it's very chromatic, very kind of close notes there. And the next time. Okay, some slightly kind of unusual note choices, but it's a similar kind of thing that James Jamerson does, plays lots of notes that are outside of the key, chromatic notes. The guitar solo is probably the hardest section technically. We're kind of going from E to A. Okay. So that's just root 5th octave again. You can do a rake at the end. Rake, rake, rake. 1 finger, okay? So if you don't know, a rake is just 1 finger. Or you can do alternate. And then we move down 2 frets. I play that open A. So D, A, D, A, A. D, A, D, A, A. Low A. Again. And then the second bar, we've got an added A then at the end of the E lick. I'll shift there. Okay, so it's just that added A there. Okay, and then in the second half, we've got some slides. So we play. So you play the open A, then kind of slide from there, strike the note again. Up to speed. Okay, so that is tricky. That's very, very tricky there. You don't have to play that extra A every alternate bar if you don't want to, if it's making it more tricky. Just leave that out. It'll still sound absolutely fine. So yeah, that's very technical. There's no way around that really. So last of all, as I said before, the outro is pretty much the same as verse 1 with this pattern here. Okay, so that's at the end. So I've now covered all the sections. I've rushed through it a bit, but I just wanted to show you really the kind of more tricky sections. And remember, it's all on the PDF, note for note, so you can get that and work through it slowly. So this is a technical bass line to play. It's very tricky in places, and it just highlights to me how good a bass player John Paul Jones is, especially all these Led Zeppelin bass lines that sound easy to play, but they're not. If you want to get closer to John Paul Jones's sound, use a J bass and roll off the highs and the mids a little bit, boost the bass a bit, and play nearer to the neck. Well, I hope this video has helped you to get a little bit closer to mastering this bass line. It's very tricky, but download the PDF and work through this bass line slowly. So I'd love to hear what you thought of this lesson. Let me know below in the comments, and also if you've got another favourite John Paul Jones bass line, also let me know below in the comments. If you felt that you got value out of this lesson, you can always buy me a coffee. They're $5. The details are here at the bottom of the screen, or you can click the links below in the description. And head over to my bassline, gbshed.com. I've got loads more bass resources over there, loads of free stuff. I've got video courses, books, merch. You can buy these t-shirts. And so check that out. That's gbshed.com. And there's also loads of links below in the description. It helps me out a lot if you like this video, and also share it. You can share it on all your socials. Just grab the link and just share it with anyone you think might like this lesson. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel by pressing the red subscribe button. This is Greg from Greg's Bass Shed. Hopefully see you very soon in the next video lesson.